Man, I was gearing up to head on over to the shop, but this thing is nasty. So, yeah, let's go wash this first, because I can't be rolling around like this. Bro, what am I on? Let's go clean this. Just a quick little wash, nothing crazy. Looks way better than it did this morning. It was looking hella crusty, but I'm happy with it now. Don't mind rolling around like this. Obviously that front end needs to be fixed ASAP. Honestly, it looks terrible, but I kind of forget about it sometimes. Actually, that's a lie, I don't forget about it. That stands out. It's so ugly. I'll fix it, I'll fix it. Granny spec. Just how I wanted it. It's clean in here though. I got my stuff, but it's clean. Privacy cover. No sagging in the headliner. Yeah. Alright, let's head on out. Welcome back to the shop. I want to work on my 350Z today. I kind of feel like I need to bring a little bit of normalcy back to this front end because there's really nothing there. And it's what I'm able to do right now because it doesn't involve waiting for parts. The rad support, AC condenser, you know, rad hoses, probably my headlights. I don't know if I'll go as far as putting in the bash bar and anything like that, but we'll see. We'll see. Okay, rad support is on. We're gonna try and throw in the radiator, and I'm gonna throw the AC condenser on top of that after. So I don't really know what order I should be doing this in because I took them out in a completely different order, but it really does not matter as long as they all fit. So bam, radiator is dropped in. All I'm gonna do is lean it forwards to give me room to put the condenser right in front of it. And that should be the first part of the front end put back together. Also, I don't know why I keep calling this the AC condenser. That's not the AC condenser. That is the AC core. I don't even know what that's called, man. I forget, whatever. Front end's looking a little better, a bit more put together, but it's not done yet. Next up, headlights are going in. 350Z headlights are fat. These things are huge. Also, yeah. But anyways, let's throw these guys on, see how they look. That looks pretty good. It's coming together. The front end is extremely easy to put together, so you know, I'm kind of just throwing things at it and it moves quick. I think what I'm going to do, which might be the last step for this front end, is just the radiator hoses, top and bottom. I'm going to chuck those guys in and just give it one once over, and I might even throw in the front bumper just to kind of, you know, just to make it look nice so I can stare at it and think about driving it. All right, well, that was quick. Things are about as much back together as they can be. It looks like it's a full car. It looks like I can just put it on the ground and drive it off, but unfortunately I can't. One thing that had happened when I was actually taking the car apart is there's these 2 bolts that go underneath the cross member on the transmission, and I happened to snap them. So I'm gonna need a torch, I'm gonna need some patience, and we're gonna get those snap bolts out of the bottom of the transmission. That way I can put the cross member back on and get this thing on the road. That is actually the only thing that is holding me up, because as you can see, it's a full car. It starts and runs. Everything up top is now ready to go. It's just those few things underneath the car that I gotta do. So let's see, I'm gonna make a list out loud of everything we need to do to be able to drive this car. Cross member, bolts, get those out. Test pipes, Y pipe. I gotta buy test pipes, I'm not gonna reuse my stock cats. I got to finish mounting the drive shaft. It's in, but nothing's tight. I just put it in there for when I was putting in the gear oil for the first start. I need to do the top lines that go down to the cooler for the power steering system. Gotta set that up. But other than that, now that I've listed it off, I realize it's not that far from being done, so that's pretty sick. It's pretty sick. In the future, we are gonna start tearing this guy apart. I wanna strip it down as far as I can while still keeping it a long block. I do have some plans for this engine, so that's why we gotta get it in a position where it's ready to be worked on. So we'll get started on that eventually. Of course, I just want to wrap up things with the actual car itself, because driving it is a lot of fun. Working on it's fun too, and making it better is fun too. So I'm actually excited to do both, but just figured I'd mention that this guy's gonna get some work on it soon. I'm gonna do a walk around of the Z if you want to know what kind of parts are on it. I have a video up about everything done to the 350, but I will add a little bit of that into here. So let's see, let's start with the rear end of the car. I have a welded diff, PBM, solid diff bushings, and the diff collars. Let's take a peek under here. I'm gonna have to get sideways. Okay, you probably can't see that. Z1 exhaust, it's a single exit. I got some spacers in the back and front. It's 30 mil, 25 mil in the front. PBM coilovers on the front and back. 12K spring rate in the front and 10 in the rear, if I remember correctly. My favorite is that doubled in radio down there. It's got Apple CarPlay, so sick. I use the navigation and everything like that. I love it. And I also have the GK Tech angle kit. So it's like an inner tie rod and a rack spacer, extended inner tie rod and a rack spacer. And then the outside part of the tie rod is kind of like a drop. I don't know what to call it. It works really good. It gets a decent amount of angle. Let me turn a wheel here right quick so I can show you what I mean. That may not have done it justice, but yeah, it's a simple car. It's a very simple setup. I don't have a hydro right now, and I don't have like seats and a steering wheel. So those are a few things I want to get for it to make it feel a little better when I'm driving it. But I've been managing really good without the hydro, and I kind of like driving without it. It teaches me, you know, how not to rely on it, but definitely going to put one in before we get back to the season, because that's how I'm going to progress my driving. So aside from that, we'll really end the video off here. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I've got more to come, and I will see you next time.